What is time? If I ask you that question right now, what would your answer be? You could say, well, time is what a clock measures. But what is it? We don't think about what time is, and as a result, it can wreak havoc in our lives. But once you know what time is, you can make it work for you. Welcome to Closer to Your Higher Self. My name is Jerome, and I want to help you create a life you love. You are more powerful than you know. What does time mean to you? If I walk up to you and say, you have to spend an hour doing something, that something that I mention is going to determine how you experience that hour. If that something is spending time with a group of friends you haven't seen for 5 years, it's going to feel differently than if I said you have to clean bathrooms at the airport. In one instance, you're going to say, well, that's not enough time. I haven't seen them in forever. On the other hand, you're going to say, well, yuck, that felt like an eternity. And what if that something is running? One person will say, oh, that's great, I love running. To them, the time will pass faster than another person that will say, God, I'd rather clean bathrooms at the airport. Or if that something is going to see a baseball game, one person is going to love it and think they didn't spend enough time there, and the other one would probably rather watch paint dry. So what is time? When I was a kid, summer seemed to last forever. As you get older, time speeds up. Why? Well, when you're 5, a year is 20% of your life. When you're 50, that year is now 2% of your life. Each person experiences time differently, depending on what they do specifically and depending on how they live life. You could take identical twins, put one in a rocket ship, and have him move through space at a really high rate of speed. The one moving faster will age more slowly than the one that stayed on the ground. Moving through space at a higher rate of speed makes time pass more slowly. It works the same way with gravity. Now, if you have an interest in these sorts of things and you've never seen the movie Interstellar, I highly recommend it. The people that made the movie did their best to make sure that the science was as close to real as possible. In the movie, the main character leaves the main ship and lands on a planet that is close to a black hole. On the planet, something unexpected happens, and he's forced to be there for 4 hours. When he finally gets back to the ship, the people on the ship have aged 20 years. According to physics, this is what would happen. 2 people with the same genetic makeup would age differently based on speed and/or gravity. Basically, the faster you move through space, the slower you move through time. And here's another thought for you. There's the law of correspondence, as above, so below, which means that things that happen on a large scale also happen on a small scale. So the things that happen on the level of rocket ships and our bodies also happen on the cellular level. 2 people can be the same chronological age, but look completely different. High stress, processed foods, smoking, traumatic experiences can age us faster than we'd like. At the cellular level, your body has to work harder to repair and regulate from these things. I think of it as these things slowing you down at a vibrational level. They're heavy, and like the person moving slower through space, your vibration moves slower through space, making your cells move faster through time. I've had people ask me about my skincare routine and what moisturizer I use, and they're surprised when I tell them I basically just put the same lotion I use on my body on my face. And I wash my face with the same soap I use for my body in the shower. It's more about what you're putting into your body physically, emotionally, and spiritually that determines how the outside looks. So what we call time doesn't have as much of an effect as we think. So what is time? It doesn't affect different bodies in the same way. Our experience of it changes depending on what we're doing. But 2 people doing the same activity can experience it in different ways. If you move faster through space, time slows down for you relative to other people. But if you say, hey, let's eat at that new restaurant on Lake Street and Harlem Avenue, we're going to need more information, right? We've got coordinates in 3-dimensional space, but unless we add that 4th coordinate of time, we might not see each other at the restaurant. It's the same for planes and trains. Could you imagine trying to catch a plane and a connecting flight without time? For that, it's very convenient. It's great for things where we all agree on its value, like money. Money has no inherent value. It has the value we decide it has. One of our biggest problems is that we spend so much time thinking about time. We relive the past and worry about the future, neither of which exist. And we can see from the examples before that each person experiences time differently. And each person experiences events differently depending on what they're doing. So the conclusion we can draw from this is what? Before we answer that, like and subscribe if you're getting something from this video. That way you can see more of my content in the future. And there's also a link in the description for free guided meditation to help you work with negative thoughts. So what is time? Time is arbitrary. It doesn't exist. It's useful for making sure we can coordinate activities. Meet for dinner, get to work, catch a plane. It doesn't really exist. We worry about something that doesn't exist. It only has the value that we decide it has. But what does exist? Now. The present moment is all that exists. You can't go back in time like you can go back in space. It's a cool thing in movies, but you can't move into something that doesn't exist. So if time as we think of it doesn't exist, we have more control than we think. How we experience time, how we experience life is up to us. So how can we use this knowledge to improve our lives? So you can't move into the past or the future, but what you can do is dwell so much on the past that the past is recreated in your future. And what is the past? The past is memories or thoughts about events that happened. They no longer exist as a tangible reality. And in many cases, we misremember things, making them worse each time we think about them. Which means that in some cases, that terrible thing that happened to you didn't really happen. Now is all that exists. To your subconscious, whatever you're thinking and feeling is happening now. If you're thinking about a traumatic experience and feeling the same feelings, to your subconscious, it's happening now. If you're thinking about a desire and really feeling it, to your subconscious, it's happening now. Then, your subconscious will orchestrate things to bring that desire into physical reality. Most of us don't know we have that power. We're constantly creating things with thoughts and feelings. These are the most important things in creating your life, not what happened in the past. So you have to use this power wisely. You can create anything you want, but in order to do that, you have to get past the past. You have to take control of your mind. Now, I'm working on a course to help you do that. Stay tuned for that and let me know in the comments if that's something you can use. The way you project what you want into the future is to get outside of time and into the present moment. In your mind, you have to make your desire so vivid that you can feel it as though it's happening now. You have to feel it as though you have it now. If you're able to do that, you'll have what you want. If you're not able to do that, you can waste your life reliving the same experience over and over again. Just that knowledge will save you years of going in circles. Tell me what you think in the comments, and I'll see you next time on Closer to Your Higher Self.